Hey folks, Kevin here. Well, it's July 25th, 2025. Thought I'd give you a quick update on what's been going on the last couple of days. It's been very hot here. Yesterday was much worse and muggy. It's in the mid 80s today, very muggy, but the clouds are out right now, so that's an improvement. So yesterday I didn't do any work outside, and I haven't done any work outside today either. Yesterday morning I started off, I knew I was going to meet with my brother Dave, who's an engineer, yesterday in the afternoon. So I spent the morning just getting my stuff together and going through piles of paperwork on my desk. And the paperwork includes everything from insurance company stuff, and really it went into 3 different portfolios. Then all of the materials research I've been doing, some of the equipment that I've been buying, all that sort of thing. So I spent the morning going through that stuff. Then I met with my brother Dave. We walked out, looked at the concrete area where the workshop was and where the new workshop will go. We talked about my ideas of pouring a footer for the double 2x6 walls that are going to have to go up, doing the repairs of the block walls, and then we talked about all of the materials and approaches and techniques that will be used to build the building. And as I mentioned before, I never want to have this situation ever happen again, and I want this building to be not need to have any modifications for my great-grandson's time, to the time he's retired and no longer wants to use the place, or any other great-grandchildren that I do have in the future. So that's my goal, is I really want the longevity of this building to be improved from where it was the last time, and also have it pretty darn organized. And so all day today, after looking at the strategic and requirements for the techniques for building, the materials, the approaches, the stabilization techniques, and so on. Today I've been working on that, and I probably have a couple more days to work on that as well. But thank you very much, Dave, for my brother coming down, his expertise. Now, he's an engineer. He's always building, improving, doing additions or remodeling, and doing other additions to his own home, as well as working on his all of his children are adult children, who have their own families, and designing and helping with the engineering and building of and remodeling of their places as well. So he's one busy guy as well. So I thought it was really fortunate that he was able to come over yesterday, and it's actually pretty nice here. It's a nice little breeze right now, so that's pretty good. Did I leave anything out? Oh, this morning Henry called. So Henry Mast is the gentleman who I believe is Amish, who is a builder, who I contacted several months ago. And at that time he said, yeah, he'd be able to fit me in. Now, he thought he'd be able to fit me in July, then August. And this morning we talked. He's going to try and come over to look at the site. He's never actually been at the site yet, to see what we have and what's got to be done. But September, it looks like in September he may be able to come and do the build. And that gives me a little bit of time to do some of the masonry work, the drilling, the rebar that's got to be put in, some of the repairs to the concrete, some of the repairs to the south wall as well, and also be able to get all of my strategic requirements for the building so that I can effectively communicate with him when he does come. So he's familiar with, that it's not going to be one of his typical buildings that he puts up. It's going to be a few other requirements, and I'll probably be doing some of that as well. I'm anticipating the lifts that I've ordered will be in by then. I'm hoping that they come in the next few weeks. I'm hoping that the trailer that I ordered is going to come in. So recently I've gotten the firewood bucket, the rock bucket, and the jib, the hydraulic teleboom for lifting trusses and lifting heavy things with the track loader, with the Hulk. I've got those things in, but I still have a trailer and 2 lifts that have got to come in, and I'm in the process now. All of my tools, my battery operated tools and my pneumatic tools, as I've been going through them, some of them don't work at all now. So and my arm can't handle the nailing that's got to be done, or the screwing that's got to be done for this building. And I know that I anticipate that that the builders will do a lot of this stuff, getting the structure up and all that, but a lot of the cross bracing and additional screws that I want put in, and maybe the hurricane clips, all of those things that I'm going to go a little bit above and beyond what they typically do for their structures and all. So yeah, like I said, I want to have this thing last forever. So I think that's, so did I say this? Henry did call this morning and confirmed that, yep, not going to make it in August, but looks like September he'll be able to come. And he thinks in the next couple of weeks he'll be able to get up here. He mentioned again that the snow load knocked out so many places, and he's completely booked and all. And I hope things work out with Henry so that I can have him do some of the other building projects and renovations that I have planned for our house. You know, like I want new doors and windows, new siding on that. There's really quite a few things that can be done, but this workshop getting up first is like the big thing. And I'm going to want to have trusses put up over the shipping containers as well. So there's all of these things that have got to be done. So I think that's everything as far as an update to everything that I'm thinking about and that I've been doing yesterday and today. So one of the things I thought I would do is we'll go and take a look at some of the things by the new pond. So that's the new pond that I put in last year. And you may recall that I came down and I seeded it last fall with some, I think it was ryegrass. I can't remember what the grass was, the seed that I put down last fall. I had some left over this spring. I put some more of that grass seed down, and I put some Dutch white clover seed down as well. And I really haven't been touching the area. Then on June 18th, I posted a video. I think it was around June 18th, so a little over a month ago. We had a tree, a corkscrew or curly willow tree, that split off one main branch that landed in pond 5, and I cut that up, brought part of it down here and trimmed off some pieces, and we did some hardwood placement. So in other words, hardwood cuttings, no roots on them at all, just branches from, and willows have so much auxins in them, the growth hormone, that they're amazing as far as how well they will set down roots. Now they will have leaves that will emerge within several days to 2 weeks, just like other hardwood cuttings will, but that doesn't mean that they're viable. That means that they're using the nutrients that are left in the cambium layer, that green part that's just below the surface of the bark, and they use up those resources to develop some leaves, but then often those leaves die out and they don't get the roots established. Where your willows, unlike those and other, some of the ribes will really take root pretty darn well as well. So we're going to go over now and take a look and see some of the plants we transplanted down here and see how they're looking at this point. Exciting, isn't it? Oh, and I'm wearing shorts today. So this is the spot in the video. There's still the material there where I cut up and cut off all of the leafy material on them, and you can see there's some of the clover coming up right in that area as well. This is one of the the blueberries that I transplanted last season. I'm going to give it another season before I start doing any pruning. We give it time to have them come back. And here's our first curly willow here. Looks like it's a no-go, but if you come down lower, there we are. This baby has rooted by now and is going to survive. Here's a heritage red raspberry plant here. Here's another curly willow here. So this one set down roots. We don't want to touch them, we don't want to hurt them. Another red raspberry plant right down here. Another curly or corkscrew willow right here. And another red raspberry here. Another red raspberry here. Another curly willow or corkscrew willow here. You can see, I think this is going to be fine. Another red raspberry. Another red raspberry. Now it's been really dry. We haven't had the rain. There we are, another corkscrew curly willow. So far these are looking great. Red raspberry. Now the red raspberries were transplanted a few weeks before that. Another red raspberry here. Another corkscrew or curly willow here. I hope this is showing up in the camera. Another red raspberry here. And before that I came down and I transplanted some of our black currants. So, oh look at it, looks terrible. Well, they're going to be okay. So all of your currants and your gooseberries, they are ribes and they are hardy too as well. Another corkscrew curly willow here. Now remember, the beaver really love the willows, so they'll be going after that. Here's another red raspberry here. Here's a hardy kiwi here, a vining one that'll go up here. And in some of the other ones I planted, I should show this too. So we have trumpet vines that will be going up these trees. I've got several of them around. Oh, here's another trumpet vine here. This one I did last fall. So this one's headed on up. And of course, this is one of the signs of the beavers. They come down, but if the root structure is still intact, it does well. So that's the hardy kiwi we just pointed out. Corkscrew or curly willow. This is another black currant here. A red raspberry here. Another corkscrew or curly willow here. Another black currant here. Frogs jumping around at my feet. Another black currant right here. And I can't tell you what this one is. The beaver get up on their hind limbs here and chew everything right off so much. Blueberry here. Geez, I thought I did plant one right over here. Oh yes, right here. There's another trumpet vine right here and a blueberry here. So now we're right at the margin of the water here, so you can see this corkscrew curly willow is doing great. So these ones are all like 7 foot tall. These are some of the bigger ones, looking good. I think this is one of our pears. Another curly willow here, another one here. So the thing is, I put lots of these in because the deer are going to take them right out. The deer, I'm sorry. The beavers will take these out like crazy. So here's one here. There's one right there. One right there. I'll walk around here some. Another trumpet vine right here. Another blueberry right here. Here's a black currant. Are you going to land there? No. Oh, right on the corkscrew willow. We have a nice dragonfly. They love being up on the tops, on the tips of everything. That's the other corkscrew or curly willow there. Black currant here. Black currant here. Pear here. A lot of the apples. Oh, here's one of my favorite flowers for along the margins, the cardinal flower. Such beautiful flowers. And another corkscrew curly willow here. I'm not sure what this one is here. To tell you, there's another black currant right there. corkscrew curly willow here, black currant, curly willow. So I think all these currants are going to do great. Here's another trumpet vine over here, taking a little bit of heat stress right now. Another black currant here. I think this is, oh, that's one of my apples. Another one. Black currant. Now we have black currant and red currants alternating along in here. It's one of the blueberries here. So, and these all were transplanted last fall except for the currants. I did these all this season. And here are the marginal plants that I put in last season. Fish are darting around in here. Try not to fall down here. So it's looking good here. I love seeing all the dragonflies around here. I don't know that you can see them, but they are all abuzz around in here. And let's see if any water's running down the spring-fed area over here. Got some oaks right here. And the water is running. It's running slow though. Boy, this has really got dug out quite a bit. I don't know if you can see that. It's just like a trickle right now. But you can tell that this actually runs like crazy when it does run after the rains, and it runs for quite some time. So, and lots of clover in here coming up. Really, really nice, because this is all the sand and gravel that I dug up when I dug out this pond here. Pretty happy with that. Yeah, there's some grass, but lots of clover, and that's what I like. Lots and lots of clover. And down here, the deer flies are out down here, unlike up at the house. So we have the 3 different roadways. There's one over there, one here, and the one that I came down. And those are the sections we're working on. I'm not gonna work on them this year, unfortunately. I'm a little too busy, and probably not next year. But then we'll be reforesting those areas. I'll be trimming out the ones that are dangerous. But yeah, pretty happy with how things are going here. So that's a little bit of an update on what we've been up to lately, and also an update on how these hardwood cuttings have done from a major branch that snapped off during a windstorm and all. So now the deer flies are all over me down here. So anyways, that's it for today's video, folks. I hope you enjoy it. Let me know what you think. I'm way behind on comments and all, just feeling a bit overwhelmed. But I'll tell you, just coming down here, it makes a man feel better. I love being down here. I love being out in nature, whether it's the food forest, being by the ponds, or even in the natural forest areas. And those places are nice and cool this time of day. All right, folks. Thanks so much for watching. Stay safe and take care. Bye-bye now.